And let's go.
I put it that way.
And now it's time for Bikes, Mikes, and Idiots with your hosts, Ubi and Eric.
Alrighty, guys, here we go again. We got us a nice special episode after Bike Week this week.
It is our happiness episode.
We had a lot of happiness
Yes.
this last week.
Bike Week was a blast. And that is why you didn't get podcasts from Bike Week, because it was nonstop fun. We never even had time to set up. It was
we had
not
and then
necessarily.
we had other stuff.
Well, we'll
going
go
on
through
too
the
that-
whole story and everything. But yeah, it's good to be back. It's good to be talking to y'all. Jeez,
I feel like
I'm wearing a shirt and just a pair of shorts today.
Got nothing else on. You don't want to see it.
Yeah, it's just hanging out, buddy. We're just hanging out.
It's under the table. But
And we have the cover here so you can't see it.
you're welcome, guys.
You're welcome. Yes.
But no, we had a great time going up to Bike Week. Had some issues on the way up. Had to deal with some stuff on while we were up there because
We'll just get started. Like, loading up for Bike Week is always a pain in the butt.
Oh yeah.
We had 3 RVs, a truck with 4
changes.
trailers, last minute changes, like everything got sideways. That's just the way we do things.
No, not at all.
Yeah. How do you like your drink today?
It's delicious.
That's good adults.
Good adults. Yeah. No, so we had a bunch of last minute changes while we were going up there. While we were 2 days prior? It was like 2 days prior. Got you too.
Whoa, that's way too sweet to be the one we were talking about.
Right? That's what I was saying. I think it might be the other.
I didn't think I had them that way, but okay, yeah.
They just gave me that smell, but who knows? Maybe I'm off.
We're probably all off from Bike Week. Whew.
I'm still recovering. I'm not going to lie. Well, especially me because look at how dark I got.
Oh, yeah, I know. For once, you're actually darker than me. No. I've
we're
been
about
riding the
the
motor.
same.
I'm more red. I've been
probably the same.
riding the motorcycle every day. So, well, kind of. I let my boy, and I'll don't ever do this.
Uh-oh.
I let my boy, he just got his motorcycle license. So he was like, Dad, can I take your bike for a quick spin around the neighborhood? And I said,
It's a big bike to start with.
I said, boy, this thing's heavy. Now he's 6'2", 240, so he can hold it. And he did, he's like, when he got back, he's like, yeah, the slow speed stuff is kind of weird because
hard.
He goes, your handlebars move really easy. Mm-hmm. And he's like, your cowl doesn't move. So the road glide messed him up.
Yeah.
But he's like, but then you twist the throttle and this thing goes fast. And I'm like, yes. And then he got back home and I'm like, something's wrong with the clutch here. So the clutch actually came out of adjustment. So as I was driving, I was going to work. I go up the highway and open it up and it goes, and nothing moves. I'm like, uh-oh. And the clutch felt weird. And I should have just known better. So I brought it back. It kept going in and out of neutral. It kept switching gears automatic, on its own. So I'm like, well, it's either possessed or it's the clutch is out of adjustment. So I brought it back to the house that night, and next day, adjusted it. It's good.
It could also be a little bit of what happened up there. Your little fun incident.
Yeah, I'm getting hit by the car. Yeah, lots of fun. But yeah, it happened. So,
but that's a big bike for
him. And
even if he's a big boy, it doesn't matter.
it's just a starter bike. It's heavy. So if it starts to go over, and I told him if it starts to go,
just let it.
No. I said, put it down easy.
Yeah.
Do the best you can to let it down easy and then have somebody help you pick it up. And he goes, well, Dad, if you can pick it up, I can pick it up. Okay.
Okay, sure.
I said, that's okay. Cause if you drop it, you're going to hope to God I don't know that you dropped it. I said, no, you better actually tell me because it can cause fluids to go to the other side and you have to let it sit. And I would have to tell you that. So I said, just tell me if something happens. Yeah. But he's like, no, he goes, when it rides, once you're driving, he said, it is so smooth.
Oh yeah.
And he said, you just and now I think he'd be freaked out if he pulled the throttle now because he'd be like, oh, it actually grips and goes.
Now with the new tire.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and the new tire because my flat one got changed out for Bike Week because 2,300 miles on the tire and it was round, straight across, round.
I wish we had pictures of it.
Oh my God. It looked like
hilarious.
a car tire. It looked like, honestly,
I
pretty
was
close to a
literally
car
just
tire.
rolling it down the street.
And it
'cause I
wouldn't
had to
go
pick
left
up.
or right. It would just go
so
down.
straight. It was flat.
It was good. I balanced it. I made sure it was nice and smooth. But yeah, so that's an expensive proposition, $400 every time I do it. So I did no burnouts at Bike Week on that.
I was about to say.
On the Ruckus scooters, we did burnouts.
I couldn't get it to do a burnout.
All you had to do is hold it with your legs, and then you lift up the back of your calves to lift the tire up
get it
just a little bit, get
I
off
was
the
like,
suspension.
I can't get it to break loose.
Yeah, there's a trick. If you knew how to do burnouts on your real motorcycle, you'd know how to do it on a Ruckus.
I mean, I can right now. And
Well, yeah,
that tire.
Well, yeah, because I'm driving in. When we're driving in through the gate, I just gas it, and the back end's like. It has
that's
no
right.
traction
You had it.
at all. You have no traction.
So imagine riding back with someone on the back.
Yeah.
That was rough.
God.
I was like, oh.
That was your choice. We had you all set up to do.
Yeah, but I had no choice. She wanted to do it. She wanted to ride back, so I was like, I got to.
So you did exactly what she told you.
Pretty much. Hey, what's that saying? Happy wife hat? Jeez, can't even speak. Happy wife, happy life?
You haven't given her a ring yet, though.
Yeah, I know.
You probably should be.
Still.
I'm just saying, like right now, she should have a ring on her finger.
It's only... We're getting there. We're getting there.
You're only, 2 months in, 3 months?
Going on 4, I think, now?
2 months, yeah. 3. 3 is the max at this point, yeah. Anyway,
Yeah.
doesn't matter.
No, we're getting close to...
I asked my wife after 6, I'm just saying.
Yeah. Well...
But we were also of age. We were both we're in our mid to late 20s at that time, both of us. So she's a little bit younger than that.
Yeah, so...
Like what, 24, 23, something like that?
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Somewhere in that range.
So,
no, but I had no choice. Had to ride back. And
she's
that car's a
only
little sketchy.
17. No, just kidding. Joke. No. That's not, no. It's just a song I'm just making fun of.
No, but that's a sketchy proposition coming back on that tire. I was just like, oh, jeez.
Not a good idea.
No, nothing happens.
Not a good plan.
Nothing.
That's why I was like, text me every time you guys stop. Text me every time.
I was running
I made great time in the truck pulling the 4 bikes.
Oh,
yeah.
I was
Sicario, as we're going by, we pull up next to him, and I'm like, throttle down, and he's like, looks like you didn't even have anything attached. But I mean, I had, honestly, if you think about it, I had at least, because the trailer's
almost
about 2,000. Well, the trailer's about 2,000.
Yeah, but almost
4,000
just
bikes. So 35 in bikes, say, and then probably 2,000. So that was 5,000 pounds.
Yeah.
I guaranteed it was 5,000.
Yeah, at least.
But yeah, the truck just. He's like, oh, man, is that thing got a diesel? I said, no, it's a 6.2 liter V8. And he goes, ooh, how was your gas mileage? Yeah.
What's that?
I averaged 11. But I was doing 95 plus.
Yeah.
Like I was trying to get to my appointment to get my tire changed because Harley's like, oh, you realize this is like the busiest weekend at this shop of all time. I'm like,
why.
Yeah. But I will give Scottsdale Harley a shout out. Thank you guys so much. You guys are awesome. You squeezed me in, got my new tire put on. You took care of me. Washed the bike, and then on my way back over, it started raining and dirtied the bike again. So whatever.
Yeah, there was no keeping bikes clean that weekend.
No, we got little rain spots. Like as soon as everybody got their bikes clean,
just enough.
little sprinkle, just enough to get the dirt.
Yeah.
Sorry, you're slow.
Yeah,
That's okay.
I'm slow. I'm slow this week.
I've been slow the whole week. Oh, so we talked. Well, sorry, we skipped way ahead.
Yeah,
so,
we got all over the place. Sorry.
I had a cigar yesterday. Well,
ooh,
it was a good cigar,
one?
but now it's like
hand roll.
my lungs are like It was one of the ones that my kid got me in Mexico for my birthday.
There you go. Oh yeah,
and it was not weed. I'm still employed. I can't do that
yet. So that's another thing we could mention. Also, Eric had a birthday.
Oh yes.
Eric had a birthday, so he's getting older.
I'm the old 47 now.
Ooh.
So 47, and I'll be retiring in 78 days. By the time this airs, it'll be next week, so probably 70 days.
Yeah.
It takes us it takes him a couple days to edit stuff.
Well, especially lately, I've just been having so many issues.
It's always been electronics issues.
Ever since that Steve episode, I've had nothing but issues.
Yeah, your computer was like, no, never again.
Yeah, I've been having so many issues, but
we had everything torn down for Bike Week and didn't even do anything, and so now everything's weird.
Oh yeah, that too. So we were having some technical issues getting everything connected properly.
Oh, this cable's broken. This one doesn't work. This thing doesn't plug in. Oh, we forgot a memory card again.
Imagine doing this at Bike Week.
Oh God!
Now that we know what we're doing.
We would have been okay, I think, because we had everything packed up. We had everything ready to go. We just, when we got there, we're like, hey, let's have a beer. And that turned into
Well, it wasn't even
pretty
just
much
that.
nonstop.
It was just like
Just time.
everything was just so busy. We didn't
Oh
have
my
that.
God, dude, we didn't. I don't think we had any downtime other than when I was cooking breakfast or lunch or dinner.
We did get one little chance when we came back from Cave Creek, and pretty much everyone
I
took
was
a
on the
nap.
Jeep. Yeah, everybody took a
Everyone
nap.
took a quick
And I
nap,
was
but-
like, we looked at each other and we were like,
I can't do it today. I don't got the spirit for it.
I was
today.
not feeling good that day. That was the night. That was the night of the scooters.
Oh,
The night of the ruckus. That was the night of the ruckus, which we'll get into.
We'll get
eventually.
into that.
The bike week shenanigans were fun this year.
They really were. But we also had, so on the way up,
Theoretically,
yes, of course, because what happens at Bike Week?
it stays a bike week ish.
Not even close. But on the way up, we had one of the guys' trailers blew
Oh
out a
yeah,
tire.
yeah. So yeah, let's go back to the packing. So we got everything packed, and then one guy's like, "Hey, dude, I can't go this day." We're like, so.
Yeah.
Download his bike, put his bike on, like it just unstrap, restrap, do different. And the only reason we had a strap is because this moron's bike won't fit on the biker bars that we have. So
Those things are amazing, though.
we
by
do
the
have
way.
biker bars, and I want to look up. I bet you they have one that will work for an Indian. I would bet money that they do.
I'm sure they work for an Indian, but not the Challenger because it's got that.
Yeah,
plastic
they
at
might.
the
It's
bottom.
got some plastic. Yeah. So we thought about.
Cutting a
I was
hole.
literally thinking about cutting a hole in the plastic just for the bar so that we
Just
could
to
make
get
it
it
work.
through there? That
So
might
these things
honestly
clamp
work.
to the frame. You tighten them down real tight, and then you literally drive them into this like notch,
It's like a little clamp.
and
It's
it
like a
just
little hook.
it clamps and hooks onto it. No straps whatsoever. So the
Nope.
only course,
And it doesn't
the
move.
only person's bike who had to get strapped on was his.
Yeah.
because he doesn't have an exposed frame. That's the only reason. But I wonder if they'll do one that attaches to like the wheel, the front wheel, or like the.
Oh, maybe.
We'll have to see what they do. Maybe we should invent one.
Yeah. Or find a place where to be able to make a hole through that it can
Money.
Oh, no,
money.
because of the. Never mind. It
Yeah.
won't work either.
No.
We'd have to take it completely apart, put it back together. Yeah, that's not going to work.
Unless you got a die like this is where you cut, and you cut it out, and then
No, but either way, because of the way that the end is and where the clamp is, it had to
you
be
just
big enough.
redesign it. Yeah, you'd have one just for that.
Maybe.
You'd do the biker bar for an Indian.
And then it
Indian
just has-
Challenger
just
biker
has a
bar.
little
And it just
small
has a
hole.
longer hook.
And you
Small
just-
hole and a longer hook.
There's a way to connect it in.
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll figure
can make it
something-
happen.
We'll figure something out. But those things are awesome.
Yeah.
They save us so much time.
No, you just literally drive in and it clicks in, you're done. Put it in transport mode so it doesn't flash.
Or someone can be a jacket and
A way to mute
myself.
It's
it's one of those days for both of us. And
I told
revs
you
his bike.
who.
Well, I wonder who. And it's nice and warm underneath when you're trying to get this thing on there.
Oh,
and
that would
you're
be
stuck
me.
between-
You burned your arm?
Oh, and then remember,
that's too bad.
Hey, can you scooch that way so I can get my head out?
Well, at least you didn't drop your trailer on somebody's head.
I did that.
Oops.
That was an accident, though. So we're getting into that point. So
Okay,
so we loaded all the bikes. We got everything.
We all
ready.
decide
Finally-
we're gonna leave at this time. One of the guys was like, "Listen, I need to wait until this time because somebody's got to watch the kids."
Yeah.
Okay, cool, no big deal. As soon as we get going, that dude's like 90 miles an hour down the road because this truck has the ability to pull a trailer that fast.
Yeah.
And we didn't. Like my truck would do it because it's just and
Yeah.
the other truck would do it. But the one truck, he's pulling an 18,000-pound trailer.
Well, and then it had two golf carts on it. It had so much stuff in it.
It was at least 19,000 pounds, 20,000 pounds he was pulling
probably was.
with a dually Dodge.
Yeah.
And it was a diesel, but it's an older one. It's like a 95, 96. It's not.
Yeah.
Great towing vehicle, and he did a
yeah.
phenomenal job. It's just he doesn't push it. He's like, I'm not going to push it, blow my motor up to get
No,
there.
there's no
and,
reason.
30 minutes earlier. So he's
Plus,
driving
it was super windy that day.
Oh, yeah.
It was insanely windy.
because we waited so long. So the guy who took off and left ended up getting there like 4 hours before us. He had everything set up by the time I got there, which actually worked out kind of good because I didn't have to do anything. It was nice. I just unloaded my stuff and like threw it in their trailer. Like, there you go. But next year I'll rent my own.
Yeah.
I'll rent my own.
Yeah, that's probably the best idea.
Trailer if we get the spot. So we'll
But
see what happens.
So while we were on the way up there,
I'm
this
talking
is-
to this clown on the phone.
and this is the reason why we do this. So if you guys
Hold
ever
on,
travel with people,
Let me find something that works. Yeah, I got one.
so this is the reason you travel with people. You travel with people, and you stay together in case something happens. You have
So
an
yeah,
accident.
so we're driving. I'm talking to him on the phone, and you hear
Oh, jeez, yeah. It was loud.
And chunks of rubber flying everywhere. So he blew one of his tires, and it just shredded, like
completely shredded.
He was kicking up stuff off the back. His trailer like hit the windshield and bounced off. Was stuck. Like when I stopped, like stuff fell off the grill. That's how bad of an explosion it was.
It was pretty bad. It was But we got him off the side of the road.
Well, and when it happened, all I heard from Hector's car was yeah.
You sure that wasn't Hector?
That's what I said.
And then so we got him off to the side of the road.
That was you.
I mean, if you're going to be traveling with people,
travel with people.
Travel with people. Like for reasons just like that. So if it wasn't that we were traveling with him, he probably would have stayed on that side of the road for a few hours trying to.
If he even noticed it, he didn't even notice the blowout.
No, he didn't notice it at first.
Because you don't know, and that's the problem with trailering is like. That's why now, like when you buy trucks, they offer like the trailer TPMS, that has like the little sensor, so it'll read to your sensor in your truck and it'll tell you. Yeah. That's why they do that now.
Yeah,
and they've had it on big trucks forever.
Yeah,
it's just now they're putting them in smaller tow vehicles, and
it's worth it.
Oh yeah,
it's worth it if you can afford it. If not, you got to kind of know.
You know how much of an option it is?
How much?
$650 because I just spec'd out the new truck.
Oh, there you go. Well,
so and then the scales are another $650.
Yeah.
So
scales
I'm doing it.
It's one of those. The scales are worth it.
My wife is gonna
if you know
kill me when I go buy a $92,000.
Hey, if you kind of match the color, she might not even notice.
Yeah, she will. She's not dumb. She's pretty smart when it comes to vehicles.
That'd be funny though.
Oh yeah, it would be.
Hey, I don't remember your truck having this.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's
hey, honey, I just need this signature on this paperwork real quick.
But no, so like older vehicles, the TPMS, it's great to have it.
Yeah.
But if you've trailered enough, you'll notice the slight difference.
Yeah, yeah.
Granted, it was so windy, you probably wouldn't.
There was. I mean, it was 40-mile-an-hour wind sideways. In fact, the previous day when we had planned to go, and didn't. Thank God we didn't.
Yeah.
They actually had a school bus flip over on the highway.
Ooh.
It was so windy, the bus flipped over.
That's insane. Yeah,
so I mean, it was bad.
It was pretty bad, and we helped him out. We get
to the side of the road. It took 3 jacks.
Yeah,
but we NASCAR'd that stuff. Like it was like ready to go, and we got that thing done very quickly. Surprisingly.
Yeah. Well, considering
it was 35 minutes.
Yeah,
about 35 minutes to change that tire,
and that's fine.
We had to add extra jacks. That was from stop till go.
Yeah. And we got the other tire
and I don't consider that bad.
No, not at all.
And then I said, as soon as we got done, I'm like, the next exit, get off and find a tire shop and get a new tire. Because this is when your second tire blows.
Well, and that's what we did. And even when we were at the tire shop, they brought out, jack. They're trying to lift it up. They're like, we're like, that 2.5-ton jack's not going to lift.
You need he had a 10-ton or a 12-ton jack or something like that.
Yeah, and then we had the scissor jack, and
it was a nightmare.
We had to,
and then during one point, we're like, "Hey, we have to lower it just a little bit because the tire's spinning." And we said it as a general, we're going to have to do this, and he starts to lower it. I'm like, "No!" Smacks Sicario right in the head with the frame of the trailer.
Yeah.
So luckily, it wasn't like squished like a grape. It was just tap. It just tapped him.
Got it. It got him a little bump, but. It was one of those things.
We had to give him a tetanus shot because
I started to, and I barely got to that point, and it just went because it was
so heavy on that jack. Because we only had the one jack on at the time, and then we went and put.
That's when we
put the frame jack stands. Jack stands.
So that was a mess. We finally got up there,
and you guys were only about an hour and a half later than you would have been normally.
So I mean, that's not. So
it wasn't terrible.
And we were sitting at.
Problem was is we stripped out two of the lugs. The stud lugs.
Yeah, the
studs. Lugs.
Lug nuts are
studs.
Nuts. The studs.
Well, if they're lug nuts, don't lug nuts go on lugs?
You would think.
They do.
We ended up having to get those.
Yep.
Got the wrong size. Because no place had it.
Yep.
We finally, one of the days, we had to kind of set aside most of the day to get this, to get that squared away. So
you guys just ground them down, right? Because he had a new.
Well, no, we did in case, but luckily he was able to find the right ones, and then we got all those in, got them all changed out. Everything worked out great. The idiots want to thank Sketchy Alias, one of our founding sponsors, for everything he has done for us. Sketchy works in vector-based design and has been working in the design field for 15 years.
His designs have been used on coins, apparel, websites, and logos. Sketchy is also a veteran who serves this great nation. Thank you for your friendship, work ethic, and service. Well, and we have to do a shout out to our friend Bob from Ed Morse Auto Group down in Sierra Vista. He had all the tools. He's like, hey, use whatever you got to do. Get in there. He goes, I'm fine.
That big impact wrench?
Yeah.
Awesome.
No, yeah. Pulls it right through. But no, he had our back and everything there, and he's a real good friend of the club. He's a good friend of us.
I think I spent more time in his trailer that day than anybody else.
Probably.
Just going back and forth getting.
No, I drove to Cave Creek, didn't I? Or what day was that?
That was Saturday.
Yeah, so I drove to Cave Creek with them and got hit by a car. Yeah.
He just comes. Okay, so this is.
Well, let's go chronologically. So first night we get there, typical first night. Everybody's tired. Yeah. We had a few drinks, nothing crazy.
I had a couple extra because I was like, oh, Jesus, having to deal with the tire and all the extra stuff. But
so Wednesday night we weren't too crazy, were we? Or was it Thursday night we got? Thursday night we got
crazy. Ooh. Wednesday night was kind of just that.
Everybody just hanging out and just hey, everybody's here, and we went to the Dirty Dog Saloon.
Yes,
where Slinky fell over. So one of our buddies, Wesley, we nicknamed him Slinky, and I don't know what. I think he was just dehydrated, and he was standing up, and all of a sudden it was like a light switch shut off, and he was like, boom, done. And we picked him back up. He's like, oh, guys, I'm good. Just like nothing happened.
Yeah.
And then he went down. He sat down. As soon as his butt touched the seat, boom, down again. And we're like, what the hell?
What is going on? And then
he did it a third time.
Yeah.
And then we walked him out, and me and Bob stayed with him outside, and he was fine. Yeah. Like nothing happened.
And we took him home, and he seemed a little drunk. The girls ended up telling us when we walked him back to his trailer, they're like, he was walking better than you guys were.
Yeah, so I honestly think he was just dehydrated or sugar, blood pressure type of thing.
Yeah, could
something
be
like that. But yeah, it was funny because so me and Bob got stuck out and missed the whole concert portion or the concert, the show on the bar. But that's okay. I've seen it before.
Seen it once, but you still want to see it again.
Oh, absolutely.
But
so that was Wednesday
night. That was the first night we were there.
And then we all got back. And we actually drove cars that time. Yeah. Normally we don't.
No, but it was the weather.
It was needed. It was the
rain.
Weather cold. It was cold. It was like 50 to 55 degrees or something like that.
And it was windy still.
Still dropping rain.
Nah, that was probably the smart move.
And then of course we got there and it turned out beautiful.
Yeah.
Like the night cleared out and the temperature was, 60 degrees. It was still cold, but not.
Well, cold for what it is.
For what it was. Yeah, it's already 105 today.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah, yesterday was like 95 degrees. That's when I was riding the bike yesterday.
Still hot.
It
still feels
and
hot.
We didn't set up the AC unit because we're like, we don't need it.
It'll be fine.
It's hot in here.
It is a little warm.
we could have used the AC today.
So then what do we do?
Thursday was like Cave Creek.
Thursday? No, Friday. That's Friday.
Thursday we picked up Bear.
Oh, that's
from
right.
Chicago. So our Chicago boy came down. And then all those guys went on a ride. We just stuck around. We kind of went inside the venue and walked around and did stuff like that.
Yeah, just kind of hung out.
Yep.
Because it's still early in the week.
Yeah.
There's not really too much going on.
Yep.
And Cave Creek is insane. So it's just.
Friday was our Cave Creek day.
But Thursday.
That's was the night of the ruckus.
But that's when I called you in the morning. And I was like, hey, don't we got to pick up Bear at.
Oh, yeah. No, so we did tie one on Wednesday night then.
Well, because Wednesday night was Dirty Dog.
Yeah, okay, that's right. Yeah, he calls me at like 9 a.m. on Thursday. He's like, aren't we supposed to pick Bear?
It was like 8:30.
No, it was 8:40. It was 8:40. I'm like, we got 20 minutes. He calls, he goes, aren't we supposed to pick Bear up at 9? I was like, oh, God! So I freaking run up to the front, wake up the guy in the front of the trailer. And then I look at my phone and he was like, I'm delayed 2 hours. I'm delayed 1 more hour. Oh. So then we all freaked. We didn't pick Bear up till noon. That's why we didn't do Cave on Thursday because we're going to do Cave Thursday otherwise with Bear.
Yeah, so it kind of
split the day.
So
we got him there. We got him his bracelet, all that kind of stuff. Thursday night we did ugly steaks.
We did do ugly steaks.
So we did our ugly steaks, salt potatoes. It was good. Dinner was amazing. Sweet potato salad or potato salad. I mean, it just honestly good time, good fun. We saw our girls from Phoenix Motor Leathers, and they said hello, or at least one of them. So we saw her, and she was like, "Oh, guy, how are you guys doing?" She was trying to get her electric cart started, and then was like, after she saw us, she was like, "Now I remember you guys. I was like in a in a space in my head with this thing not working.
Yeah.
We understand that.
It happens.
But yeah, so we Thursday night we just tied one on.
Yeah.
Like Bear was there. One of our guys bought some moonshine.
Oh yeah.
So we had 4 bottles of moonshine. We killed 2 of them that night, and then
I kind of stayed away from the moonshine a bit that night. That night. But
moonshine
always leads to fun
stupidity. And then Bob comes out and reaches into the door of his trailer, grabs a key, and goes, "Hey, Jimmy, it's time for a ruckus." And so he has 4 of these ruckuses.
Yeah.
And so Jim, myself, Bob, and Thumper here
Yep.
all grabbed a ruckus and started running around. And we are like, this is like 2 o'clock in the morning, 2:30 in the morning.
To preface this, we were going to start Ruckus
Polo.
We were going to start it that night. But Bob was like, hey, well, let's get a feel for these things so you guys can kind of know how everything works.
And then he goes, "Follow me, boys."
Oh, truck.
Boys going to work.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was saying he was getting ready.
Yep.
But yeah, he said, follow me. And then
Thing is rumbly, isn't it?
It is. I was like, what the hell is that
Yeah.
at first? I don't know if you can hear it on the mics, though.
I bet you can.
Barely.
Barely?
You'll
Okay.
barely hear it. These things actually cut out a lot of noise.
Yeah,
really
they do. They do a really good job on the noise cancellation. But yeah, so it became follow the leader. And I was following the leader, and the leader said, "We're going to turn left," and then turned right.
Yeah.
And I slammed on the brakes, and I went over the handlebars. And for lack of a better term, ass over tea kettle.
Yeah.
I hit the ground. I
Yep.
basically rolled, stood right back up, and he was laughing so hard he almost hit a parked car. And then he comes back around and he takes a breath. He's like, "Are you okay?" And I looked down and I said, "I'm good, but I lost a shoe." I hit so hard I had no idea where my shoe went. Well, it ended up the shoe protected the ruckus in the crash.
Oh, there you go.
It was underneath the ruckus. And so I tried to slip my shoe on, and I had them so tight that I couldn't actually slip it back on. So I had to untie it, put my foot in it, and
Just to
retie
get
it. And we get it, we get on there, and Bob's like, "Oh, you're probably done." I'm like, "Hell no!" We kick-started that thing and kept going.
The funniest thing is it's so dark out there.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Those lights suck.
And it's so dark out there. And I ended up with Jim on a different row than you guys at that point.
Yep.
And so we come around like this, and all I see is because you can't really see too much.
Yeah.
But Eric was wearing light colored jeans. All I see is jeans going like this in the air.
I endoed hard. I mean, I bit it hard. I have a little bit of road rash here. It's almost gone now. Not bad.
It's not too bad considering.
It was bleeding that night, though. I mean, it was bleeding pretty good. So we get back on and we start running around. So we go through the tent area. We're talking to people who are out partying still. Like, this is 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Like this.
It was pretty late.
Yeah, it's definitely not early.
No.
So, I mean, we're doing this and having a good time and running through. Met up with some guys who do, one of the guys who does some rapping. He's an indigenous rapper. Actually really good. Like, his stuff was good.
Yeah.
So they're playing his music and stuff, and we're hanging out. And then we get back, and we're driving all over the place. And, "Oh, hello, God." Hey. And then we start coming back, and then we're chasing
turned
each
into
other.
the same thing again, though. Bob said, "Follow me,"
and everybody followed, and it was a chase. Let's go get him. And we ended up splitting up, and we're going like 4 different routes. And then
before that,
you and I
took us
went
up to the hills.
Oh yeah, we're climbing the hills and
Like
jumping the curbs,
going jumping curbs, doing all that stuff.
and then you and I split off and ended up by the bathroom. And this girl walks out of the bathroom, and I slow down. I was going slow.
Yeah.
And I saw her. I'm like, "Ooh, she's kind of cute." And then I fell over because I forgot to put my leg down.
Funniest thing, because I'm coming up on him,
And I just go,
and he's turned like this, and he just goes,
Like the easiest thing I can say it to is when the car changing guys from Cars.
"Oh yeah,
Like the little, they like was it Andretti comes in and he goes and he's like, and the guy just goes, "Huh," and falls over. Like that was literally me. I was like, "Huh."
It was literally that. You just see him.
And then we were laughing so hard we couldn't get it started. Finally, I kick-started it.
I got a
going
video
again.
of that.
Of
Maybe I'll
kickstarting
post
it?
that. Yeah, maybe
Oh,
I'll
God.
post that on the.
Trying to start a ruckus in the middle of the night. And I was just laughing so hard the whole time. Like we laughed and then we all take off again.
Yeah.
And we're driving in 4 different directions. And of course it would happen. We all make the same corner and we all turn the same, like we
same way.
almost
We all
all
look
went
at
head on. Like all 4 of us almost went head on.
Well, okay, so to preface that part, So what ended up happening after that, you're hearing this, and everybody's we're trying to get back together, essentially what it was. We were separated for like a good 5-10 minutes.
Oh, probably.
Because you would see one person fly by.
Oh, I'm going to go that way.
Where'd they go?
You're never going to catch them.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the same speed.
Slow.
Oh, they go 30.
Yeah, they do pick up a decent amount of speed. Oh, wait, you forgot about what Bob said before we got back on when we were at the tents. Hey, let's go get some Jack in the Box tacos.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, and we're like, that's probably not a great plan. Like, let's drive this
let's
off
just take
of
them
private. Let's take them on the
highway.
101. We're like, no, that's a very bad idea. He's like, oh, okay.
Could you imagine seeing us on the highway in those things?
Oh, my God. That would have been terrible. Terrible.
There would be video of us.
Oh, yeah, on a body cam.
Yeah, that probably too.
Hey, I don't have to be faster than all of us. I just be fastest than the slower one. That's what it is. I'd be the slow one.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Oh, my God. It was fun. And then we got back probably around 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, it was about 4.
It was like 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning when we got back. And then, of course, sat down and had more drinks. Because that's the smartest thing to do at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I finally went to bed between 4:45 and 5 o'clock.
Yeah, it was probably around those times.
I want to say we woke up at like 9 anyway. I got like 4 hours of sleep.
I woke up at about 8.
No, I did not wake up till like 9 o'clock. And I was hurting. So that's when we were going to go to Cave Creek. And then we're like, oh, God. Like I was sore anyway from hitting the ground, from bouncing like a bumble, and
yeah, we ended up having to go to Cave Creek the next day.
Yeah. So I drove the Jeep with 3 of the ladies and Bear in it. Because he didn't bring a bike this year. He's going to bring one next year, he said.
That'd be awesome.
Now they figured out the mount for it.
Oh, there you go.
And then we drove up there, and I felt like dog. You can beat me. I don't care. That's exactly what I felt like. It was terrible. It was like hammered into the ground type of.
Oh yeah, yeah. It was
rough.
A couple days.
Get it? Rough.
Of course,
I'm good. But we got there. I'm sitting there. It's in the sun. It was hot.
It was.
And then all of a sudden, it clouds over and starts cooling down. Got a little bit of a breeze. We went and had tacos at the best place right there by the Hideaway Grill.
It was good.
Had the tacos there. My wife's like, oh, I don't want the rest of my chimichanga. I'm like, I want chimichanga. So I ate the rest of her chimi. And it was really good. Honestly, it was good. Oh my God, it was so good. And so I was like, sweet, good deal. And then like I started waking up, but then we were like, hey, let's get back to the trailers. Like I still need a nap.
Yeah.
And I didn't even take one. I didn't end up taking one. I think I fell asleep in the Jeep on the way back.
Of course.
While I was driving. But anyway.
Because,
that's
why
what
not?
We do.
Best time.
Yeah. So we drive back, and then the wife went to sleep for sure. She was racked out for like 3 hours because she had to drive home Friday night to pick up my daughter from Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, that's true.
So she racked out. I think I was just kind of like, that's when we started fixing stuff, wasn't it? On his trailer? No,
we did everything Saturday.
So then,
then
we went inside and walked around a little bit.
We walked around. We came back out.
Yeah, you and I
Everyone's
walked around
hanging out.
because you didn't sleep.
No, I didn't go to sleep.
Yeah, so we were just hanging out. Yeah, we were just hanging out, and then
that's when we started. Hey, let's bring out the speaker. Yep. Hey, we forgot about the boards. Let's set up the boards.
Yes, and then before the concert, we had the first game. Myself and Hector got destroyed by him. We got destroyed.
Yep,
we got destroyed. Second game, 3.5 hours. We still didn't have a winner because we kept resetting people.
Yeah. So for the people that don't know, I guess this is actually official rules.
Hey.
So you have to hit exactly 21 like darts. Yeah. Darts is 3 something, whatever. But you have to hit exact number or you drop back down. Well, when you drop back down, apparently you drop down to 6.
Yeah.
So we go back and forth. And I don't know how many times both of us were like at 20.
Yep.
And then it's just one of those.
Boom, reset. That's right. And then the next reset. Damn it. So
I think we reset like 10 times.
Yeah, it went all Friday night. And we said, okay, we got to stop. We're going to the concert. So we all went to the concert. And it was Mudvayne.
No,
some of the guys went to Mudvayne. That was Friday. Saturday was Marilyn Manson. STP was Thursday. Oh, no, we finished it Friday.
Yeah, we finished it
Friday morning. Friday morning we
so it
finished
was
it before
Thursday.
Cave.
It was
Thursday
Thursday
night
that
we
we
did
started
that.
playing.
And we stopped for the concert for STP. And then when we came back, that's when the Ruckus battle started.
Yes.
So yeah,
That's
so Friday morning we redid that before Cave Creek
Yeah.
and finished it. And it ended up going still like another 40 minutes. Like it was ridiculous.
No. So the end to that one, when we reset, that one was quick. But then that put us at even.
Yeah. And that was even. And then the last
So
game,
then the last game took a...
I was like, boom.
Couldn't hit a board.
Couldn't hit him. And then the next game we played, I was hitting shots left, right, center.
Yeah.
Just the way it works out.
It was the funniest thing, though.
I'd throw it and it'd be like 10 feet off the board. And we're like, what the hell?
The board's like in between us, and you're looking over. You're like,
How'd that end up over there?
what? Good thing no one was driving by. You would have
Oh,
hit him
I
in
had
the
to hit him in the
face.
face. So then
was
Saturday, I went to Cave with the guys while you guys were working on the trailer.
Well, we were working on the trailer.
And I'm lane filtering, going up to the light, and the light turns green, so I slow down, and this lady guns it, slams into me with the mirror in the side of her car, and my foot peg on my highway bar goes through her door and punches a hole in it.
Yeah.
I was like, ooh, damn.
But did you fall?
I did not.
See,
So then minimal damage to the bike, thank God. So I like looked at them like, really? And they were just like looking at me like, oh God. And so she pulled off me. She turned to the left, pulled off me. I went up ahead of them, went like not even a quarter mile, and then pulled off to the side with the two other guys who was riding with me. And she pulls over towards me and then guns it. Beep. And then guns it and takes off. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'm looking at my bike and I'm like, it twisted my highway pegs around, which is I put them on tight enough that they don't move, but loose enough that if somebody hits them, they're going to move.
Yeah.
So it really didn't damage the bike at all. So I'm like, oh,
Highway bar's good.
highway bars are good. I mean, I think it might be bent forward a little bit, but I'll just put it on a rack and just bend it back.
At least it's all that happened.
So my guess is she didn't have insurance. Is my guess.
Probably.
But I thought she went into me, and I was like pissed. So I get off to the side, and I'm like, well, maybe. As I pulled off, I'm like, oh, maybe I screwed up.
Yep.
And then the guy who pulls in behind me, Israel's like, she pulled right into you, man. She hit you. I'm like, yeah, I know. Okay, now
you got confirmation.
Confirmation, because I hit her. Yeah, she hit me with her mirror, which folded back.
Yeah.
And then my right into the door. So
I mean, it probably did more damage to her. But either
did.
way,
I walked away from it. So
Yes.
I go to Cave Creek with those guys, and then I get there, and Bob's like, "You got hit?" And I'm like, "Yeah."
very observant.
It's my
of you,
weekend. Thank you. I was right behind you, Bob, but thanks. But he was in play mode. So we got there, and he was cool. Like, they were just like, "Hey, man, let me buy you a beer." I'm like, okay, that sounds good.
And then so Eric shows up by himself.
Yeah.
Back at the campsites because we're back there. Working
I was like,
on it.
"Hey guys, I'm done. I'm just gonna go instead of."
But just the look on his face when he showed up, I was like,
Something's
everything
not
good?
right?
And so
Yeah, everything good. I'm like, "Oh yeah, it's great. Got hit by a car," and everyone's like, "Oh my God!"
I was like, wait, serious? I thought I legit thought he was joking because he kind of jokes that way sometimes.
Yeah.
And then he's like, no. And then I see his peg
Twisted forward, yeah.
And I was like, oh, damn.
Yeah.
But that day I stayed back because I was telling Hector, I was like, no, I want to get this
gotta
done
get this
now because I
done,
don't want to have to deal with it tomorrow or
When we're driving home, have you lose
issues.
another tire.
have any kind of issues. So I was like, I want this done now because it's more important to do this. There's always next year to have more fun.
Yeah.
But
Dutch Brothers coffee is really good. Dutch Brothers, if you're listening, we'd love to have a sponsorship where you buy us a coffee for every time we do a podcast.
might do more podcasts that way.
Because I don't buy it on my own that often very much anymore.
Yeah, I don't buy coffee too often either.
I do it from home. I've got coffee, a coffee maker here. So,
Yeah.
but yeah. So Saturday they were fixing that thing all day.
I was dying. So the sun came out that day.
The one day it's hot.
So I was in my sleeveless shirt and I was just like, screw it, it's starting to get warm. I'm
Oh,
gonna stay in my
I'll
sleeveless.
be fine. I'll be
be fine.
fine. I'm not going to be in the sun that long. 4 hours later.
might have been
Was that
longer.
like, what's that? SpongeBob? 4 hours later.
Yeah. I'm still in the sun. We're waiting to try to get all this stuff together. I switched out the tire.
And
on
we
the other
finally,
side.
and then we're finally like, oh, we have a canopy. Let's put that up.
at that point,
3.5 to 4 hours too late.
Yeah. At that point, it was already starting to get cloudy. But so
My baby dog.
I've had issues with heat, so it kicked my butt that day. I was
Oh, dude, this is the same guy who we ride to Amarillo and it's 103 out, and he's like gets off the bike and he's like, And we're all like, "Are you okay?" He has a cooling vest on. He's got all this other like. You guys like, "Hey, you want a cooling vest?" Nah, I'm good.
I mean, I got you one still.
Did you?
Yeah.
I just never wear it. No, you didn't because
Because they didn't have your size.
they didn't have my
That's
size.
right.
They didn't have Fat Boy. Let's be honest.
Reminded me of your birthday.
What's that?
That just reminded me of your birthday.
Hey, Fat. Oh, on the. Yeah, that was funny.
But so I'm dying the rest of that day. I'm just hurting. I don't fully recover till it's the sun's
Sunday.
down.
Yeah,
till
well,
the sun's down.
honestly,
then
we
I
didn't
finally-
cover till Sunday morning, honestly.
But
And then we had to get out in the sun to take everything apart.
Yeah, I at least recovered my energy after the sun
Yeah.
went down and we went inside the venue.
Yeah.
But oh man, and then he gets back. We're still working on this stuff. We're kind of like intermittently working on it because we have to try to find parts. And he comes back. He tells us the story, and we're just like, "What?" the
Everyone's
hell?
like, "Are you okay?" Oh, yeah, I'm fine. I'm not happy,
I was about
but
to
I'm
say.
fine.
Just the look on his face. He was like, "I was like, need a beer?"
Yep.
Yep. Yeah. So that day was an interesting day.
Yeah, it was a bad day for everybody.
Yeah. Yeah, I was hurting. I think, honestly, that's where I got my...
Your color.
My
Oh, yeah.
color.
I mean, you're out in the sun for 15 hours.
Oh, man. And I had to jump in the trailer to cool down
Yeah.
and sit.
I had
like,
the
in
AC
front of this.
right in the AC unit. You're like, ah.
It was bad.
But yeah, I mean, we ate good every day.
Yes.
We had breakfast sausage, bacon, eggs, potatoes. God, every morning, like we ate like kings. Honestly,
Yeah, we
we
did.
did. And we didn't even cover what the club had said. Hey, let's cover this.
We're
for
going to cover this
food,
much,
like-
this amount. Well, and I think it also
which
had
is
to do-
better. That's even better because like
We're not using the
now
full
we can
amount.
say, hey, yeah, you allowed us this. We only use this. So we're being good stewards of the money.
Yeah.
We want to thank one of our founding sponsors who helped make all this possible. The Legion of St. Michael Law Enforcement Motorcycle Club International is a 501c3 charitable organization that focuses on first responder and military families in need.
The Legion of St. Michael was founded in 2014 in Chicago, Illinois, in memory of fallen officers. If you are interested in helping to support the Legion of St. Michael in their endeavors to assist first responders and military families, please reach out to a local chapter or contact the Idiots for a link for donations.
But we use that at the club event for recruitment, and we
I was
may
gonna
have very well have done some recruitment there.
And I
'cause
think-
everybody had a good time Saturday night too.
Oh, yeah.
Ruckus
Oh, yeah.
Polo.
So then that's when the party really happened that night. We go to the concert.
Marilyn
when I
Manson,
find-
by the way, phenomenal.
Oh yeah, he actually was
He
great.
rocks it.
Yeah.
He rocked it better than I thought he was going to.
Yes.
With his age,
I was
like
gonna
he
say,
did
but-
way like. To me, he did as far as what his music sounds like. He did as well as Billy Idol did. What 2 years ago? Or was
Yeah.
it 1 year ago?
No,
Might have been 2 years ago.
two.
When Billy
I think it
Idol
was
did
two.
it, like Billy Idol killed it. Like he sounded like Billy Idol on everything, and he was really singing. You could tell because you're hearing his breathing through the mic, and like
Yeah.
he was
They did a good
actually
job.
doing it. And Marilyn Manson, same thing. His music sounded like his music.
Yes.
And that's like, I don't like it when you have like
But that's the thing
a
you can
band that
tell
doesn't really
because
sound like STP didn't sound exactly like STP because it's
But they
not the
still
same
did good,
singer.
though.
They did good.
they still did good.
They did good music, but it was a cover band. Let's be honest.
essentially. But and that's the thing you can tell because the music isn't perfect on like they're just playing a recording. You can see like they're not hitting the notes exactly.
Yeah, and that's what you want. Like, okay, hey, drummer messed up there.
Yeah.
It's obviously not a track.
Yes.
Because what they do is they just don't mic the drums so
Yeah.
that they have the track is going to be louder
And
than
they're
the
just-
actual drums.
Yeah, and you just see them back there doing this thing.
But like a little monk, like the little Monkey Shines monkey.
Oh, who was that? What band was that? Did
that was Nirvana.
Was it
On,
Nirvana? With
on Letterman.
No drums. No
Oh,
drumsticks.
was it Letterman or was it Johnny Carson?
Johnny Carson.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and they're like,
and he's just back there with no drumsticks
Yeah.
and just doing this.
David Grohl was just doing this, and then they were just, yeah, because they were protesting because they're like,
Yeah.
we want to play.
We wanna
No,
play.
we don't want you to play.
No, we want you to
To
play
lip
the
sync
track.
it.
Yeah. It's like,
No. Anyway,
We
yeah,
pay,
Marilyn
we pay a
Manson
good
was
amount of
fun.
money for those
yeah.
for the band. For
And,
the
I,
wristbands
and
to
do I
get into
really
these
wish
concerts.
we still had Five Finger Death Punch there? Yes, I do.
Absolutely.
I do.
I
But
would love
honestly,
to
when
see
you
them
think
again.
about it, like the whole venue, the bracelets for the venue were only $125. So when you think about it, like,
For the whole weekend, I think it was two.
140. It was 140.
Was it?
It was 140 for the whole week because that's what I got.
I'll have to double check.
Yeah, it was like
I don't have to
140.
check how much
So
it
it was 140 because that's what came with us that first day. That's fine.
It's all right. I
can beep that one.
I got a couple of to beat.
Yeah. So she came the first time. Oh, that's okay. It's for spouse. Yeah. Anyway. So she was there the first day. So she paid for all the concerts.
Yeah.
So that was $140. So when you think about it, that's not bad. And then you think about the site. The site's $900.
Yeah.
With $280 worth of tickets. So you're looking at really $700 for the week. That's not terrible.
No.
Now, honestly, they buy those sites from Westworld for like $100 a day, and they're upping it to
double, basically
$200 a day. But
yeah,
they got to make money too. Like obviously, those vendors pay money to be there too, and they make money. But they had good vendors. I didn't do the test ride this year. They had good test rides.
Oh,
you did a
God,
test
I
ride.
did test rides.
So, I mean, they had that. And they had pretty decent concerts. I really wish Five Finger Death Punch would have been there because I've been waiting to see them in concert, but they had a family issue and couldn't make it. Everybody understands that. Like, I understand it. It sucks, but I understand it. And Marilyn Manson was a good stand-in.
Yeah. He actually
did a phenomenal job. And my daughter came up for that, and she's a huge Marilyn Manson fan. And she and the wife got way up there. She did the face paint, the whole thing. Like, she looked Marilyn Manson-ish.
Yeah, I was like,
and she got up pretty far up there. Like, they've got some pretty good video of them. They were they went as far as you could without buying the other tickets.
Oh yeah,
and they even tried. Yeah, they even tried. We had, our buddy went and tried to get them better tickets. And just say, hey, can you bump them up? They're really big fans. And he's like, I couldn't find them quick enough. So it happens. He tried.
But still, I mean, as long as they had a good time, that's kind of what
But those
really
fools
matters.
brought the ruckuses into the venue. So they're driving around the freaking ruckus.
How?
The ruckus is inside the venue. Because he knows
hilarious.
people.
Yeah. It's good to know people.
Yep.
All you see is just ruckuses.
Actually, he gave me a ride back, didn't he?
Did he? I don't know. Remember, I took off early.
Oh, yeah, Eric.
Yeah.
Eric gave me a ride back to the site to get more beer.
That's awesome.
So I jumped on the back of his and we
So
then Ruckus Polo began, and it started with a red Solo cup upside down.
Yes.
With a beer can.
With a beer can.
And you had to knock the beer can off with the end of a broomstick.
But that was just too easy.
It was too easy.
It's just, you pretty much drive by it too fast enough and it
blows
falls
over.
So
then we went to putting a plastic shot glass on the top of the beer glass, or the beer can, and you had to knock just the shot glass off.
Yeah.
That got hard.
Well, and then so we started doing runs. We started getting people, and we're figuring it out as.
And
as
we had like 3 or 4 clubs there that came in and that we met in there. They're like, hey, we'll meet you over here.
People. So this is the scooter games at Bike
and
Week.
There's 60 people, at least 60 to 70 people in our area with the DJ and everything. So,
so as this is happening, it's just getting bigger and bigger. We had people lining our row, just watching this go down. And people were flying through.
And earlier that day, the first thing we did was the beer pass off.
The beer pass off.
You drive by and grab the beer?
Oh, yeah.
That was before the concert.
That was before the concert.
So you had to do at least 20 miles an hour on the ruckus.
So basically, it's full throttle.
Full throttle. And you had to go flying by, and somebody would hold a beer out like this. You had to grab the beer when you're going by at over 20 miles an hour. And it is not as easy as you think.
No, and I'm sad I couldn't participate.
Yeah.
Because
you were hurting still.
Everyone saw it. Like, everyone was like, are you good?
Yeah. But who went by and did it the first time, first shot?
Mr. Big Hands over here.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was like, well, you could see, like, when I hit it, like, my hands are like, ugh. Yeah. And it almost took me off
it almost pulled you off.
Yeah. It's not as easy as you think. And it took guys like 4 or 5 tries finally to get it. Like, I just happened to get lucky. Really? I was like, as soon as I feel it hit my hand, I'm just closing it. Just death gripping it.
Big old...
Oh, yeah. I can wrap my hand almost all the way around the can anyway.
So that helps.
Yeah.
So I didn't get to participate in that, but we did.
You did the Ruckus Polo.
We did the scooter games. That's basically what it's come down to, because that's going to be part of the scooter games, is getting the beer. Yes.
So the scooter games that we're thinking so far is Beer Pass, Ruckus Polo.
Yes.
And then we got to come up with something else.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, so we're going to come up with like 3 or 4 games.
Because we can't do
follow the leader or jousting, real jousting. No, we'll each other.
Someone will get hurt.
So in the next year we have to bring specific sticks because we broke 3 brooms that day. Well, and then you've got jousting pairs.
Yes.
So you've got Ruckus
Polo,
Beer
and
Pass, Ruckus Polo, and Polo pairs.
So we started doing that.
It got too hard to see the shot glass when you were driving, but because it got darker.
Yeah, it did get darker.
But the other thing that we've talked about, I've got chem lights, and we talked about doing it with a water bottle.
Oh,
and you dump the chem light in there so that you can see the water bottle and you can still hit it. And then if we kill a water bottle, you just shake the chem light out, and put it in a new water bottle.
Yeah, that's easy.
I don't know if I want to waste that much water though. We needed it the next day.
Oh yeah, we did. But then, So pairs started.
Yeah. Because we couldn't see the shot glass.
I jumped on the back with. Who did I jump on the back with?
Eric, I think.
Okay, yeah. I might have jumped on the back
Eric
with
did
Eric.
with me.
And then
We just kept switching pairs. But we're going to have to set
I think-
up teams anyway.
yeah, we're gonna have to. We'll get like a
So
little
like
leaderboard.
with beer pass, you've got a team, like so you've got a driver and a holder, and then you have to switch. And then with polo, same thing, switch, and then like we're just going to come up with it. We're going to make up rules.
But we had the most random. We had the most random people riding together.
Oh, yeah, we
Eric
had-
jumped on the back with.
with comeback, wasn't it?
No.
Or no, his wife jumped on the back with him. I had somebody.
I think
with
he
me.
might have jumped on the back with Eric too.
Yeah, I did. I jumped in the back with Eric. Two big dudes. Two big dudes in the back. That poor Ruckus is like.
Only reason he was able to hit it was because they were going like 5 miles an hour.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't go any faster. The worst part is it wouldn't stop. So he's like on the brakes. He's like, oh God. And I just stood up and
Just put your feet down.
put my feet down, and then the shot out from underneath me.
Oh, that was
But we'll
great.
come up with something. We'll like get a pinata, or we'll string something across that you have to hit
Hit
or
it.
like catch, like the hot dog
The
one.
hot dog one.
We'll come up with something funny. But we had grilled that night too. Like everybody got served food. Everybody
Yeah.
got served alcohol. Israel brought his
Moonshine.
moonshine out. So we had the last 2 bottles of Ringo's moonshine.
Yeah.
And then Israel's moonshine came out, and it was like banana cream pie.
Oh, that
tasted
was
like banana cream
delicious.
pie.
It was delicious.
Peach, which was dangerous because not just the alcohol, but then you'd eat a peach,
peach?
and the peach put you over.
Oh yeah.
Peanut butter, which tasted like a Reese's peanut butter
was
cup.
so good.
What was the other one?
The peanut butter one was a little bit thick though.
But it tasted like a peanut butter cup. So I was like, man, I can drink thick.
Favorite was still the banana,
something
and then they
thick in
had
my
the orange creamsicle.
Orange creamsicle, and it tasted like a creamsicle. And
Yeah.
because he had 5. He had 5 total.
The other one was a whiskey,
It
blueberry
was just
whiskey.
a straight. Yeah, it was just a straight, yeah.
Yeah, it was a blueberry whiskey.
Oh, but we killed all 5 bottles of that. We killed the last 2 bottles of the old man.
Yeah.
We did purple drink,
Yeah. It
which
was
is
just-
vodka with purple Propel and the
What makes it purple?
Crush.
The
Crush, the purple crush. So like it was just like nonstop alcohol Saturday night. We all woke up Sunday, we're like, we gotta pack this up. Oh God.
It was one of those.
Oh, who's calling you?
It's one of those.
Joe Mama!
spam.
Spam. Yeah, no shit.
See, but it didn't. It rang through the.
Boop.
What'd you say?
SHIT.
Oh, nice.
It's nah. You
it's
might not
like-
hear it. Well, we'll see it. We'll see it. It's a maybe.
okay.
It's a maybe. It's floating.
There's a couple that I've had like that where I'm like, okay, I'll just give myself a point because whatever.
Because I always lose. You make me feel better.
So I think we're almost. Well, yeah, maybe you now have me by a couple.
Yeah, but we were even for a while.
Yeah, so we're.
But yeah,
we're doing good
Today was rough for me because that car. You've got to give me like a pass on the car one.
Yeah, that's
No, there's no pass. There's no pass, but it's a justifiable one.
Yes. Well, we've done that a bunch of times where it's just like,
Yeah.
screw it, I'll take the point.
Well, like you have to with like if it's a storm.
Yeah.
Like it's a saying. It's not really a. It is, but it's not.
It
Yeah.
just sucks
Yeah.
for. So I wish,
For the podcast, for on the Apple podcast, you're okay. That's not going to hurt it. They don't cut you.
but
for
at that point, it's already edited to it, so might as well at least put out the good version and Patreon, which helps us out too.
Ooh, that one hit weird. Woo!
So for Patreon, that's kind of a draw
Yeah.
for us, anyways, is to get
Yeah.
me more people on Patreon.
Exactly.
They can get all the good words.
It's
in there.
crazy. We've gone nonstop on this for like 45 minutes, almost 50 minutes without really
talking
stopping.
about-
We haven't even done a sponsor spot, but well I'm sure we've got
I-
one squeezed in already.
I
You'll
them
squeeze it in
somehow.
somewhere.
I squeeze them in. I find it
Right when we go, boop, put it in.
Spot.
But no, I mean it was fun. So then we got everything packed up. Everybody worked hard together to get packed up.
Oh yeah, it was,
I had to take Bear to the airport, so everybody left before me. I was like the last. Well, you were the last to leave on the bike.
Because I went on the bike, went back into the venue.
Yeah.
Had to pick up a couple things.
But,
which this is the craziest thing. So
Their prices in that venue are actually really good.
what are you talking about? I can get those headlights,
Oh.
the ones that I priced out, for $500
The Baja Designs.
directly from Baja Designs.
And how much
For
were they there?
800.
Mother bird.
Right? So at that point, essentially, they'd be trying to charge me. They'd be trying to
They're
charge
charging
me
you 75% over.
$500 to install them.
We can install them ourselves, dude.
Oh, I know, but I'm
Easy
saying
enough.
that's what they've been trying to charge me because in total, it would have come out to about $1,000 to get that headlight put in.
About 1,000.
About 1,000.
It's like a boat. About 1,000. Anytime you touch anything on a boat, about 1,000.
Yeah. So it's
So
gonna be
let
about
just buy him your
$500 to
you know.
install.
And Bob
Get outta here.
installed his on himself as well. He's like, dude, it was cheap. He was like, it was like $1,000 for the lights because he has 2 of them.
Yeah, has 2 of them.
And he's like, yeah, it took me like an hour to install. He goes, it's plug and play.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but what? Like, because somebody had told me that with the Baja Designs ones, the whole inside of the Road Glide, that whole portion on that tunnel, is then exposed. I'm like, well, I'm not doing that with all the electronics and crap in there. And you're like, no, it's not. It's got a cover. I'm like, what?
Oh,
They lied to me.
It's probably because people take off the cover.
Yeah, and then don't put it back on. It's just a plastic cover. Like the other lights, literally just have there's just a hole for the plug for the light
cable.
So he was like, when you're ready, just buy them. So and he's like, we'll just install them.
Mine, I just pop off the little.
Well, like I said, I figured out how to adjust a clutch. I can figure anything out with YouTube.
Yeah, mine.
My fear is that I'm always going to back out the windshield bolts. And they have like a bolt on the inside, and if it falls out, it's a pain to get it back. Well, because then you got to find it. You got to find the damn bolt first. So I'm like, it's always been. I'm just going to do it.
So
I'll just do the Baja design. Well, I'm going to wait until my light fails because the Harley lights are pretty well known to have an LED failure.
Yep.
After about 4 years.
And so see, mine, they're LEDs. They're bright.
They're not Baja designs.
They're not. Yeah.
The only problem is those are not DOT approved. So you can actually get ticketed for them.
Technically.
If somebody's going to be
a douche,
that guy, they can do it.
But at that point, I just keep my stock headlight.
Yeah, well, custom dynamics. Custom Dynamics makes a similar setup that's DOT approved. And it's a little bit cheaper. So,
but is it as bright?
It's never going to be as bright because that's why Baja designs aren't DOT approved. They're too bright. That's dangerous for oncoming drivers. But when you're on a motorcycle, who cares?
Me all the time.
Yeah, I know. Well, because when you're not in a car, and you're just wearing clear lenses, every headlight looks bright as heck.
Yeah. Ah, you got yourself that time. Look at you. You're learning.
Feck. You can't get me on that one.
You got lucky there.
Oh, excuse me.
Oh, we had some of those days up there too.
Oh, geez. Thank God we had the golf cart. So the club bought a golf cart, and it's got speed wrinkles on the front because it's so fast. But it is pretty fast.
It does.
It's like people were like, "Oh my God!" Like you get started because it's 2-stroke. When it's cold, it's not warmed up yet.
It's slow.
Once it starts to warm up, like that thing is quick. People are like, "Oh my God!" Like you'd pass the guys in the electric carts. You're like, "What the hell?" Yeah. Of course, as you go by, you're like, "Beep beep beep beep." You flip them off.
Yeah,
you can put that on there, right? The beep. I think that's okay.
The finger, no.
Yeah, you can. Protected speech. That's actually protected speech.
Yeah, but
okay, so we'll do this then, like the kids do.
Or this one.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I got to learn that stuff.
That golf cart was quick.
It really was.
So we got to fix the wrap in a couple of spots because we messed it up. But I got four more layers of wrap anyway.
To be honest, it still looks good. Like unless you're paying attention to it or just like
that's where we put a sticker over it. But yeah, it was a godsend. So to take the trash instead of throwing it into the back of a pickup and driving the truck over, toss it into the little back area, and then of course the Jim was like, we ought to get rid of the golf cart portion and put a seat in it backwards. Like we're going to, we just got to get the money for it. After the golf tournament, we're going to do that.
Yeah.
So what I'd like to do for the golf tournament is put 2 bags in there and then put the flags in the bags.
Oh yeah, we could.
So that'll be bag holders.
We could do that.
Yep. Easiest way to do it.
That is true.
And then we'll do mounts for it later on. But
yeah, and that's
once we have the seat on, because the seat will have side posts, so you can put a mount on there.
It's an ever-going project, so it will.
Yeah,
eventually
we
get
got
there.
this thing for a song, $500.
Yep.
Runs like a champ. Like we had the old belt. Well, we had the old belts on it, and I took them off, and it was like shredding as like I picked it off, like rubber's falling off, and I'm like, ooh.
There was no more ridges on it.
No more ridges on it. It was smooth. The belt was thin, which causes it to go slower. Like when we put the new belts on there, we took it out for a spin. We're like,
it's a different.
Ooh,
it's a totally different cart.
Fast. So I think that was the original belts, honestly.
It probably was.
They were the easy go belts, so they were definitely the originals. So we're gonna make it kind of look clubby. We're gonna do some paint on it and put some logos and stuff. So it'll be fun.
for what we need it for.
Yeah.
Like you have all those people out there with their new golf carts, their lifted golf carts, and doing all that stuff,
And they're
it's like,
cool.
yeah, they're cool. If you
just
have the
driving
money
around.
for it,
Yeah.
But how often would
We can put your speaker and mount it. Put your speaker and mount it to the back with some zip ties and be like.
But that's the thing is like for what we
I'm
need
losing
it
my
for,
mind.
as often as we use it,
Yeah, twice a year, basically, maybe 3 times.
do we really need like a new golf cart that looks all cool? This works perfectly for what we need it for.
And everybody who used it to either go to the restroom, go to the shower, go drop off trash, pick up ice.
Oh, yeah.
for the coolers. Like everyone was like, "Wow, this is so easy."
Yeah, it makes
so
it
much
so
better
much
than
better.
walking.
Yeah, oh yeah. And even then, we got closer to the bathrooms and all that stuff now, but this makes it just so much easier and so much quicker.
Oh, I drove over there with my towel and my shower bag and drove over there, parked it, and I'm taking a shower. The wife's taking a shower, and okay, I'll meet you back at the golf cart. Get done, go back to the golf cart.
Yep.
Boop,
There
done.
you go. Easy.
Grab coffee in the morning in it
Yeah. Grab coffee.
because the coffee shop was right there.
Yep.
And then we
was
would
good.
go take guys to get their bands or just even to go
Anything.
park for the concerts. We drive
Yeah.
over there, park it, shut it off. All right, nobody's going to say
Take the
anything.
key with you. Just, yeah. Park it in the
was
in the
good.
motorcycle parking.
Yep. But no, Bike Week was amazing. I can't say enough about all the clubs that showed up. So
Yeah.
we had some Silent Kings there. We had some gunfighters. We had us, a couple of shotguns. I saw a couple of shotguns
Yeah,
there that
there
said
was-
hello.
And then when we went up to Cave Creek,
We
you
saw
just
clubs
tons
everywhere.
Of, yeah.
But all these guys that came and said hello, they were like, "Oh yeah, we've recognized you guys." And then some of the guys that came and parties, well, we got a great picture. Maybe I'll get it to you so we can put it up on there.
Yeah.
But all the clubs got together. The ladies took pictures together. The guys took pictures together. It just good group of fun. Good time with a bunch of cool guys.
And that's the thing is, we haven't seen it. It happens out there. There's fights and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A bunch of people drink. That's just like at a bar.
Yeah.
It happens, right? But
Never happened around us though.
yes,
We've been very good. We've been very lucky. But I think a lot of it is who we surround ourselves with.
Yep.
Bob and his friends don't put up with that crap.
Nope.
We don't put up with that crap. And the people around us all know we're LE. They all know we're law enforcement. So they're just like, yeah. We had guys coming over from another spot. Hey, we saw you guys had some tools. Do you guys happen to have some blue Loctite? We searched, couldn't find it. I said, hey, I found some red.
Yeah.
He's like, no, somebody else got it for me, but thanks. Hey, we really appreciate it. And then next to us, we had, she was the lady in the one right behind your trailer?
Oh, okay.
She was a Queen Creek Police Department officer who had retired.
Oh,
So
they-
like we had there was law
just-
enforcement everywhere. It's just law enforcement and American motorcycles, Indians included, even though they're Polaris.
It's American.
American. Still not the oldest one because you had a 20-year hiatus, so you can't play. Oh, we're the oldest one. We just stopped for 20 years.
Still counts.
That's like saying, oh, if Tucker came back from the 1800s and said, oh, we built the safest car ever. Yeah, in the 1800s.
It was 1900s.
Yeah, it was like 19. Oh, I love a Tucker Tornado. I love one. It's so gorgeous.
Have you ever had this? Have your kids ever told you, oh yeah, back in the 1900s? Have they ever
Well,
said that to you?
I told you about my nephew before, right? With the pucks. So I grew up playing hockey up in upstate New York. So my nephew now plays hockey. And he was up in the attic in my parents' house and looking at stuff. And he was like, oh, hey, do you think Uncle Eric would let me have this puck? There was like 5 or 6 of them. And I go, would he let me have these? And my mom's like, I don't see why not. Like, why are you so interested in having them? They're from 1982. They're antiques. It was like 1986 or something, whatever it was. And I'm like, you.
Mother.
So my mom cracked up laughing. So she called me immediately. She goes, he wants to know if he can have some of your antique pucks. And I was like, yeah, that's fine.
But it just makes you feel like,
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, I was born closer to World War II than I was to today. I was born 30 years from the end of World War II,
Yeah.
basically. I'm 47 years old.
I'm like
I was
right- I'm
born
like right in the
closer to
middle.
World War II than I was.
I'm
Yeah!
right in the middle right now. So,
I'm old. I'm just so old.
but doesn't it kill you when they say, oh yeah, back in the 1900s?
Yeah.
You're just like, oh, that sounds so terrible.
Well, it's like when you go buy beer and they look at your license, they're like, oh, 19, you're good.
yeah, they don't even need to. Oh no, I go to the grocery store, and they'll come up because most of the grocery stores, honestly,
Oh, sorry.
they have the self checkout.
Yes, I work for the grocery store now. I asked them the other day. I said, "Are you guys going to send me a 1099-R?" And they're like,
Did you?
the lady looks at me like, "What do you mean?" I said, "Yeah, 1099-R. Since I'm working here and doing my own stuff, like, are you guys going to pay me for that?" And she's like, she just started laughing. She's like, "Stop."
See, I think going off on a little bit of a tangent. That
No.
if you do the self checkout, that should be like an incentive. Like
Yeah, you should
you
get like, okay, you get a 1% discount.
Yeah.
Even if it's 1%.
Even 1%,
Okay,
yeah,
wow.
okay.
$100, I save
get-
$1. Cool.
Yeah, I'd be happy with it. Something.
Yeah.
You know, for doing your own thing. But every time I go, I end up doing self checkout, especially if I just go in and grab like a
Yeah,
couple
if I've
beers.
got a full cart of something, I'm like, nah, you guys are doing this.
Yeah.
You're scanning my stuff. Because I normally just go, like, honestly, the wife does most of the grocery shopping. So she does all that stuff. And then, like, oh, hey, I forgot this. Okay, I'll go over there and I'll grab a beer, or, you know, a 12-pack of beer and whatever she needs. 2 things I'm going to go through the self-checkout. It's just
Yeah,
easier.
it's just quicker. But every time I go through, and then you know how when you scan beer, it starts flashing, and then they got to come up. They don't even check my ID most of the time. They're just like, oh, okay, 1999, and you're just like, oh god.
See, and that's crazy because the fries here checks your license every time. Now, they look at it. They might not really check it, but they actually look at it. They make you take your license out.
Yeah, sometimes they do. But
Which
a
is
lot of times
surprising.
they'll
With
just come
this much gray, you'd think they wouldn't. They'd be like, nah, he's old enough. He's antique. Just like his hockey pucks. Ah.
But that's the funniest thing, because I've had my son say that stuff to me too, and I'm like, you little
Hey,
beep.
back in the 1900s, well, technically the 1900s are actually the 1800s. That was 19th century.
Oh, you're talking about
1800s
19th
is the
century.
19th
yeah.
century. But yeah.
1800s and 19th century. That's
I'm getting into I almost said dynamics. That's not the word. What is it? I'm getting into.
I don't know what word you're looking for. You're getting real special here.
Yeah, I'm special.
But
Don't worry about it. Don't hit the buttons. There's no point. You've lost it.
it's too late.
Yeah, too late.
Too late.
I'm getting into the weeds. There we go. Getting too into the weeds on that.
But I know you were looking for a certain word. But
Yeah.
that's the messed up part, is when you go and you're like, okay, I feel young when they check my ID. Oh, they're not checking my ID. They're just putting 19
old.
something. They're just putting 19 something in there. You're just like, well, screw you.
They literally just said, you're old. You're just so old. What's your 5-year plan? Don't die.
Okay. But I think on that note, since
Well,
we're old,
Since
I
we're
think
old and
call
we
it a
have to
day.
go to bed, I'm going to say, live good,
Ride hard.
and we'll catch you next time. Hold the left shoulder.